What's up, guys? This is Adam from esportsheaven.com, and I'm here with it's kind of an unexpected guest. It's EG.HuK. How you doing today, man?
Doing great.
And now, from when you tell me this is your first Evo, and when it's anyone's first Evo, it's pretty crazy. What are your impressions here?
A lot of energy, I would say, is the most noticeable thing. Also, I'm very jealous because I always thought fighting games wouldn't have that many females. And actually, Starcraft is the worst esport as far as females. We have literally no one.
Yeah.
There's like no girls in our scene at all. As far as like players slash viewers slash cosplayers, we're the worst.
We have the Novas and the Kerrigan before she got infested, but there's no comparison really. Have you always been a fan of fighting games, or was it kind of like your teammates kind of invited you out?
Yeah, I was here more on business than as a fan, but I've always been, I like Smash a decent amount, Melee, and a lot of the like different people in the business kind of, that's like a good party game, you know, you get the TV and everything, set it up, so I Smash, but other than that, I don't really play that many fighting games, to be honest, but I still like enjoying it. I like I said, the energy when any fighting game is happening is really high, and it's really enjoyable as like a spectator sport, so yeah.
Okay. Now, Starcraft, let's be honest, is not in the greatest place right now, but I wouldn't say it's quite dead. Where do you feel like the game is right now in terms of its current state?
The gameplay itself, it's the best iteration of StarCraft that it's ever been.
Right.
Yeah, I love the current game. I think it's the best StarCraft we've ever had. The problem is, it's a really hard game to play. I mean, I could go on and on about the issues around StarCraft and why the viewership isn't as high as it used to be.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the people that love it still love it, and they're going to continue to love it. And it's not that bad, so, you know, it's okay.
So it's not one of those things where like we're stuck where we are and we're only going to keep declining. You think there are ways that we can improve? It's just very difficult kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly. Like the game's been out for what, 6 years now or something like that. So yeah, I mean, where you have, you know, Street Fighters and stuff that come out, you know, a little bit more frequently. It's a tough game. It's hard to play. You know, it takes like for fighting games, for example, you got, you know, a match. It's like not that long, maybe 5-10 minutes, almost any fighting game, and it's very exciting throughout the whole match. StarCraft, you'll have 20-30 minutes, including fill time with casters and everything, and then maybe like a minute or 2 minutes of excitement. So it's just, there's a lot of issues, but at the end of the day, people that love RTS know that, you know, I mean, it's just StarCraft, right? For any RTS, it's just StarCraft, that's all there is. So people love it for those of, you know, that likes RTS and likes StarCraft.
You said that the gameplay is at the best point it's ever been. Is there anything that you think could even improve on, or do you think like where we're at, like this is where we always should have been kind of thing?
Well, no, I would have loved if StarCraft, you know, or in the heydays where, you know, it was at this level, because I think it would have, you know, obviously held a little bit more of the market share as far as viewership goes.
Right.
I think more importantly, keeping things fresh as far as balance patches, updates, maps is pretty important. I don't think you should always aim for the best iteration of the game. I think right now, if you kept it the way it is and you just make small tweaks that keep things interesting, that would be more important than aiming for the perfectly balanced game.
Right. Now, obviously, you were probably one of the greatest foreigners of all time. I would say top 6, easy for sure. But a lot of things have changed, and to some people on the outside, that might say like, "Oh, you stopped trying," or "Oh, for whatever reason, you fell off." Do you think that everyone else just got better? Where do you feel like, on your end, how things happen that way?
I would say, first of all, pro gaming is really tough. There's obviously a change in environment. When I was really, really good, that was the time when I was living in the OGS house. I was living with, you know, other like-minded individuals. I had a good mix of foreigners and Koreans in the same house. And then things just changed over time. I obviously lost a lot of drive and motivation. I mean, there's a lot of factors that went into it, but all in all, you know, it is what it is. Thank you for the compliment, I guess, and I'm happy for what I've done for StarCraft. So
where are you at right now in terms of the game? Where's your drive? What are you feeling? What is your goal right now?
I still like the game. I still play it, obviously. I'm still contracted by EG.
Right.
I don't know. I still love the game, but there's no denying that obviously my drive isn't what it was in like 2011, 2012. So I'm just enjoying my time, but I'm not, you know, by no means am I aiming for, let's defeat all the Koreans, let's be first place.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. There's just there's no infrastructure for it. Salary-wise, it's gone down a lot. There's just a lot of reasons. So I'm exploring options, doing more stuff behind the scenes, helping, esports, because I love esports, period, and I love all games. So doing a lot of that stuff. Overwatch, I'm really enjoying lately. So that, yeah.
Yeah, judging from what you're saying, it seems like you're kind of thinking about moving on kind of thing, like when the time comes. And I remember you said maybe going back to college, studying psychology. In your dream scenario, what would you want to be doing after StarCraft once you hang up the mouse and keyboard?
I think I'll stay working in esports. I have a lot of options right now, and I keep getting more and more options. So, yeah, if I had to go back to school, that's what I would do. But I don't think I want to go back to school. I mean, yeah. But I love esports in general, so I plan to stay in it, and I plan to, there's a few things that I'm looking into. I can't really specify right now, but I want to, contribute as much as I can and help grow, the dream that all of us share as esport enthusiasts. So I'm going to do what I can, I guess.
Okay. Would you be able to, I'm not sure if you're allowed to say, would you be able to say that you would try and stay in StarCraft even if you retired or kind of thing?
If it was possible, if StarCraft was really popular, I would. But there's no market for it. Like, we don't have StarCraft coaches that make any money. We don't have, the only thing I could think of would be StarCraft casting would be like the only avenue I could possibly take. And even that, it's already, there's tons of established casters that have been casting for 6 years. It's not exactly, a market that's growing. It's just, I don't think I would move into anything StarCraft related. Unfortunately. Sorry, guys.
It sucks for the fans out there, but let's be honest, you put a lot of time into this game. Being everything that you've achieved, what would you say is like your greatest memory of StarCraft?
Winning DreamHack was really big. I'm going to just name a few because it's hard to pin one down. Winning DreamHack was really huge. Winning MLG Orlando was big. And then there's a time when I won a GSTL match as ace. And even though it wasn't, monetarily that beneficial for me and my teammates, it meant a lot. And it got us into the playoffs, and a lot of the team members basically didn't have to have super hard practice schedules. So those would be the top 3, I guess, moments.
I mean, those are all great moments for sure. Now, being your place in the foreigner scene, and you've trained with the Koreans, right? I think the age-old question is, how do we catch up? And a lot of people say you have to train in Korea, and it's even harder now. Like, in the ideal scenario, what do you think is necessary for us to catch up?
So let's say StarCraft 3 comes out, or Warcraft 4, or whatever.
Explosion.
Yeah, we would need, it's getting there definitely in the West with the popular games, League of Legends, Dota 2, CSGO. It's like having a support staff of having a, analytical guy, having a head coach, having a performance coach, having all those factors, having a team house, having a regimented schedule. All those things will, make players better. It's, we're all the same at the end of the day. The Koreans don't have any genetic benefit over us, so it comes down to infrastructure and that kind of support that foreign players need. At the end of the day, they need to be more driven too. Foreign players definitely do, but there's very talented individuals, so we could definitely, it should be equal.
Well, you bring up the drive, and that's something that you lost. Like, had you had something back then, what do you think would have been the best way to keep your drive? Was it just keep winning, more support? What do you think was missing for that drive?
A healthy lifestyle, a better support staff, yeah, for sure. Back then, even in a team house, OGS team house, we didn't have a coach that went over replays with us. We didn't have someone to say, okay, this is your schedule. You're doing this wrong. You're doing this right. You should go to the gym. You should eat this, not eat that. All those things come into play, and we didn't have any of that. I was good purely off of fucking just shit tons of hours and extreme hard work. I've never thought that I was a super talented individual. It was mostly hard work. And when that hard work, dropped, so did my skill, and that's only natural for any player.
A lot of people, I know QXC has said this, that like just putting in the hours isn't enough because sometimes it turns into mindlessness. What do you think is the most efficient strategy for practice? Do you think it just varies between individuals, or do you think there's a set method that people should follow?
I think it definitely varies per individual, but yeah, like some basic things off the top of my head, I would say that play 2 to 4 hours and always take a break. Don't do 12-hour, 24-hour streams or stupid shit like that. Honestly, if you're a pro gamer, you shouldn't be streaming because it puts mental pressure on you and you're not doing your best to learn. Review replays, review VODs, have someone else objectively do it. Being in a team house, being able to talk to someone else during matches or watching their first-person view, you can easily pick up things from. There's a long laundry list of things that people could do better, but either there's not infrastructure or they're too dumb to know what it is. So we'll get there eventually. I think as the new games gain in popularity, those things will be better and better in the Western scene.
Now, if you do move on, right, and let's say Warcraft 4 or Starcraft 3 comes out, would you come back, do you think? Or do you feel like once you hang up the mouse and keyboard, it's kind of donezo?
It's hard to say. I have definitely thought about this scenario and people have asked me before. I would definitely consider coming back. I'll say that much. I don't know which way I would go, but yeah, it's hard to hang up, I think every competitive person at the level of, the pro gamer is just always going to have a part of him pulling back, always. And we've seen it a lot in StarCraft 2 where people have retired and then came back or came back all the way. So I can't really say. It would be a hard choice, but pro gaming is really, really, really fucking hard. So.
All right, man. I don't have anything else really to say to you. Don't have any words you want to say, shout-outs you want to give, words for how can your fans follow you? Maybe put in a little message there for the StarCraft fans that are left, the HuK fans that are still left.
Yeah, the 3 of you that are still there, I love you. Thank you for watching. I'm just kidding, but no, I don't have. Thank you to my team. Thank you to everybody that supported me. Fans, friends, family, my team. I love you all, and just do what you love and support what you love. So. Thanks, that's it.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned to esportsheaven.com for more coverage of EVO 2016. We'll see you.